very good morning to you. It's time for the agenda here on Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Be part of the conversation, 0709 602 592. This morning, we're looking at the gradual phase out of certificate nurses and midwives. Uganda has officially phased out the certificate in comprehensive nursing program, with the last cohort completing their studies as of December 2025. This was confirmed by Helen Mukakalisa Kataratambi, Executive Secretary of the Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board. Now, to understand it better and how everything works as it should be, we do have an expert, one who's very passionate when it comes to nurses and midwives in Uganda, and that is Workers MP-elect, looking forward to serving in the 12th Parliament, Honorable Agnes Birungi, currently the General Secretary of Uganda Nurses and Midwives Association. Be part of the conversation, 0709 602 592. Good morning, Honorable Agnes.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Pleasure having you this morning.
Viewers who are outside there. I'm not Agnes. I'm Annette Birungi.
Annette. I do apologize.
Yes.
I do apologize.
MP-elect.
Right.
Yeah.
So good to have you this morning. Now, this program was introduced in Uganda in 1993, became the most popular in the programming nurse, attracting over 300 students annually nationwide. And as of 2025, the final cohort took its course. But in the union's position, what is the stand of the union according to what's happening on the government's decision?
Thank you so much for that question. I think the comprehensive nurses, these nurses, they were trained to do both nursing and midwifery.
Right.
But long time ago, we had, even up to now, we had nursing and also had, we also have midwifery. So these are now courses that you go for. For a certificate, you will study for two years and a half, and you get that certificate. But now, this time, they introduced comprehensive nursing, and many people got interested. And earlier, when they started talking about phasing it out, the reasons they were giving, they were not adequate enough. They were saying, they used to say that that some patients or mothers were complaining about male nurses working on them. But for us, we didn't see that as a problem, because even doctors work on those women. So if it was really well done, it would be it would not have any problem. But later, I think there was a problem still of people complaining about them, that they have not studied enough, because they are doing two things, nursing and midwifery in the same specific time, that the other one also who is doing general nursing and general midwife, they are doing the same things. And I think the ministry did a lot of work to see how effective they are. And at the end of the day, we all look at quality health care in this country. So we do advocate for the nurses' welfare as a union, but where things don't actually turn up to be good for the patients, we don't support that.
Right.
So at first, we wanted to first really understand. We got very much engaged into the system, but Uganda Nurses and Midwives Examination Board, definitely, they go an extra mile to even mark them. So I would think my position would be like, if at all the education side can try to add more years, maybe it can come back, because there was a reason why people thought that you can do both, midwifery and nursing. And this is really what happens with gynecologists. You find that they first study, they know also general medicine, and later they can specialize to do gynecology. So also, but for us nurses and midwives, we've been actually doing, if you want to be double trained, to have both, you have to study a certificate in nursing and also study a certificate in midwifery, and it takes a lot of time. So ideally, you have to have 2 certificates. And even at Health Service Commission, there are jobs where they would say you should be double trained, and then you get that job. But that double training would mean that you first finish the certificate part of nursing and also do certificate part
of midwifery.
But we used to actually, even up to now, you have to do both. You can now upgrade and do a diploma in nursing and also do a degree in nursing. You choose one career. Because when you go abroad, many nurses and midwives, the nursing course, people specialize. We lack specialization in this country. In fact, as a union, we've been pushing to see how we can do specialization. That you train in a specific course, at least there you will be really very, very effective. If it is urology, we want to have urology nurses. If it is about pediatric, we want to have pediatric nurses. If it is about, we also want really to have every nurse trained in their specific. And that's when they even become more marketable abroad.
Now, where does this leave those who have this qualification for now? And it's their qualification. What happens to them? Where are they left moving forward to the new system of specification?
Moving forward, there are those that are already employed by government. Government is going to continue employing them. Then those that have not yet gotten a job, I think the law doesn't cover them. We are in the process of trying to renew the Act. Our Act is very old. It was last renewed in 1995, and you can see a lot of things have changed. And that is where maybe we would also cover such people to be protected in the legal framework, and we see what can we do for them in case, because it was a decision of the government. But right now, we are yet to really see how we can advocate for them. And I think they should be heard. There should be fair treatment. I was on the TV last time talking about nursing assistants who are being phased out, and you find that somebody is being told in 3 months your job is not there. But then the law says that when somebody is forcefully being retired, it means that you have to prepare that person. It means you have to have a package. It means you have to give them transport, and all that, and even give them their full salary. But this time, now this is exceptional. I am a student. I'm leaving. I am not going to get a job, and yet I trained. What do I do in Uganda? So I think that is something we need really to see how to handle.
As a union, in your perspective, which of the two do you think would have been a better option? Curriculum review or the total elimination as it is right now?
No. It should have been curriculum review, and then they add them years. Yes, it should have been that. They add them years because they have already paid their fees.
That's true.
And you see, we have always, as a union, we have always been talking to Ministry of Health and the partners that it is important that if there is any mistake that has already happened, we sit together, all of us, with education and nurses union and council, so that all of us we can speak same language. It helps us to understand, not me to come here and I start talking about something that has already been passed by government. So, my opinion would be that if people have already been in the system and they have studied, they would have added them some years if they are talking about them not being trained adequately enough, and then they get that additional knowledge. Or you tell them, okay, now we are going now to add you on this line, choose, do midwifery and you add this 1 year, or do nursing and we add you this 1 year, and then after we give you a certificate. Because they are outside there. If they are given that option, I'm sure they will come and do it because it is their profession and they love it.
Therein, one would wonder, to what extent were nurses' unions or those at the front line consulted before this action was taken?
We tried to advocate to make sure that they remain at they as a course. It remains, but later we found out that what they were talking about, it was affecting a patient. And you know, of course, like I told you, that we do different things. The nurses union protect a nurse at workplace. The other Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union, they are the Uganda Nurses and Midwives examination body. It is the one that actually it is the one that gives exams and pass these students. So when they are talking from the background of knowledge background. So in most cases we don't actually enter into certain things that talk about facts. For example, you cannot just be here and start arguing in a different organization where you don't know actually what they have come up with. So for us, they told us that these people are not trained enough, and they actually admitted that it was a mistake. So for me, the other part that I think we have to fight for is how do we implement justice on these people, and we shall have to do that.
Right. If you're just joining in, you're welcome. This is UBC TV that you're watching, and we're looking at the gradual phase out of certificate nurses and midwives. To understand this deeper, we're having a conversation with the Honorable Annette Birungi, Workers MP-elect, and looking forward to swearing in May and serve in the 12th August House. But she is the General Secretary, Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union, and she's speaking into this. One passionate nurse at that, and when she starts having these conversations, she speaks with not just knowledge and a plethora of knowledge, but a lot of passion. Be part of the conversation. 0709-602-592 to get into some of what you've sent, and thank you so much for being on the show. Good morning, Uganda. Nurses are crucial in the health sector because they attend more to patients, and it will be prudent of them to be well trained and qualified for the service they render to the public. This is Edson Mohanji in Entebbe. Phillips from Karamoja. Good morning, Julie and Annette. Will other nurses still go for certificate courses? We shall have no problem. The government phased out, I think, grade 3 teachers, and now there is a gap. No production of teacher trainees because of the financial challenges to undergo training. I hope it happens to comprehensive nursing. What would you speak into these comments coming through?
Okay, I think somehow I agree with the comments, because in most cases you find that, like for example, you see, we are discussing certificate comprehensive nursing being phased out, but it is at the level of now phasing out the course. All right?
Right.
Then these ones have not yet worked. Those ones have not yet worked. Those that are already working, I don't think they are going to be removed from work. But those that have been, that the course itself is the one that they removed. Then there is also phasing out nursing assistants. Those ones, they are trained on job. Phasing out nursing assistants. They don't have certificates. So there are two programs that are actually taking place in the country, but for the better of Ugandans and for the better quality health service delivery.
Right.
So when you look at that, phasing out somebody who is already at work, that one I already explained it, that the law covers it very well. And I know by those people going away, it is true that if the government doesn't add in more nurses and midwives in those institutions, definitely there will be shortage.
Right.
Because there are, there are places where you find that around 20 people are nursing assistants. And in other, like in Noya, which I was talking about, Noya district, it is, they were 14. And the district was just sending them away like that. So the nurses union, we came in and dragged the district to the court. So as we talk now, last Friday, the case was adjourned to 9th. That is now a different case. That's why I was telling you that we need now to harmonize the other issue of the of the students. And from here, actually, your questions have opened my mind so much. I will have to go to Uganda Nurses and Midwives examination, and I meet the executive director. Right. I meet the executive secretary, Ms. Helen Mkakarisa, and I ask her really what is the plan. Indeed. Because it is important that we treat people fairly.
Indeed, fairness of the game is very important, and at UBC it's all about inspiring you, inspiring Uganda, and indeed as solutions always come from conversation, and the simplest of conversations where we all learn and relearn from each other. Having this conversation with Honorable Annette Birungi, Workers MP-elect, and looking forward to swearing in just a few days to start serving the workers of Uganda in the 12th August House. We've been looking at the gradual phase out of certificate nurses and midwives. On this note, what are your parting shots?
Thank you so much, UBC, for hosting me and always getting interested into health, because these are issues that affect everybody. If you're working on if a nurse is grieved and is working on you, you will not be fine. True. It needs a health mind to work on a patient to be healthy. Yes. So it is very important that all of us, we are concerned about what is happening to people who have decided to go and work on patients. You know, it's such an easy job. So people who decide to go and study nursing, it is, they are really, really passionate people, that they train in a course that is very complicated and very hard, because at the end of the day, you know, the work we do for the patients. Indeed. So I would like to tell the comprehensive nursing, those of certificate, that we are going to try as a union to see what a better solution can be for you. Because I know there is comprehensive nursing, there is also comprehensive, there is comprehensive nursing, which is a diploma. So I think they can be now given an opportunity, they add some period of time, and then they can qualify. Right. Yes, that is what I think they can do. And then on the other side of the nursing assistants that are also being phased out, we are also with you. We want to make sure that your package is given to you and you go back home well. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Up next is Ruben with the sport. I wonder what he has to say on the resignation of the CAF delegate on there. But, of course, it's coming through with the sports
For now, let's do this again tomorrow as the Holy Week goes on. Good morning, Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800